look at how to do our gingerbread house in case you were struggling. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take care of the filter. Since you already have the template, I'm going to move it off to the side. I'm going to right click on my palette. And this is going to give me a pop-up menu. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to background. And I'm going to do a solid color or a gradient. Gradient might be a little bit more realistic. And since this is the sky, bluish color, so you can do this blue, you can do the other blue. It's up to you. Now, moving this back over, what I'm going to look at is the brown here. To make the brown, I'm going to go to my shape tool, and I'm going to choose the rectangle, and click on the rectangle. I'm going to go to fill color, and change it to white. I'm also going to take the ribbon color. It's going to cut my nose to my picture, so I have to see my picture. And my small to the side. And now I'm going to look at some basic shapes to help me. So the first thing I'm going to look at is the front face of my gingerbread house. Once again, I'm going to do this shape tool for pentagon shape. And I'm going to use that little, I can go to a flow chart of page connector, so you have two choices, either pentagon or this one. Either one will work. So I'm going to use the second one. I'm going to click. I'm going to rotate this so it's the other way around the point on top. This one looks more like a house. So I'm going to click and drag it down until it fits to the best of my ability. Now, I'm going to change the fill color, this time to a gradient, and because gingerbread house is usually brown, I'm going to take one of the darker orange colors. And I'll probably do the radial one where it's like right in the center and dark on the edges. And now I'm going to try and focus on the two sides. So I'm going to unclick, and I'm going to go to shapes again. I'm going to take the parallelogram shape, or I can take the flowchart data shape. Either one. I'm going to click. Now this one obviously isn't going to fit right away, so I'm going to just kind of drag it till it kind of stretches a bit. I've got to rotate it to try and make it fit. And even then, it's not completely fitting, so it might be I have to flip it all. That makes it look a little bit better, actually. What I could do is I could probably hit either shift or control. I forget how I did this. I think it's shift. I can get it to be a little bit better in terms of size, but this is pretty good. Not the greatest. But once again, I'm going to change the gradient. I'm going to fill it in with the dark orange, just like that. Now the problem is that this is now in front of the house, the shape. So I'm going to click on this front piece. I'm going to hit arrange, I'm going to hit bring to front. So now this piece is behind this piece. So look, 3D. What I'm going to do is I'm going to group these together. So I'm going to click on this, I'm going to hit shift, and I'm going to click on this shape. I'm going to go to arrange, arrange and group. This is going to make this one shape, so if I click on it, I'm going to be able to move both of them. And that's what I want right now. So now I can move both of them together. I'm going to move them just like that off to the side for a minute. So now one thing I'm going to look at is how to do the icing. The icing is going to be a little, not tricky, but you should be learning this tool anyway. So I'm going to go with the curve tool. And the curve tool, I'm going to start down. I'm going to click. I'm going to follow these outlines. And I'm going to try my best to make the correct effect. It's not going to look perfect. Maybe I skip one or two so I can look a little bit cleaner. But I'm finding little spots and I'm kind of clicking along the way. I'm not really clicking too close together because if I click too close together, it's going to close out the line. And now I'm going to go along the outline here. Make a nice long stretch. And I'm going to keep going. Stretch it down until I close out the shape. I'm going to change it to get maybe the gradient where it's a little dark on the bottom, or I can do a solid like that. It's up to you. Usually I go with the gradients just because it's a little bit easier to try and get it to look 3D. Now once I have the front icing, I'm actually going to take it, I'm going to move it up to the side. Oh, by the way, before I forget, you should change the color probably to white, or you can change it to like a light yellowish color, one of the two. Now is when I'm going to do the other sides of the icing. So I'm going to probably start with this side. And it's not going to completely fit all the way. You're going to have to play a little bit with it once I bring the front back and I'll show you what I mean. But I'm going to keep going on the metric line. Remember, you gotta make the edges too. And then I'm going to do at least one of these. So that way I can duplicate it. And one thing I need to remember is I need to also do a top shape right here. And I can do that in white, or I can do that in gingerbread. So I'm going to quickly do that before I forget. I'm going to get to one of my parallelograms. I think it was like this one I used. Play with the shape of it. I don't think that's the one I used. I gotta find the right one that I used. But you'll be able to play with shapes a little bit, trying to find the correct one. And if you cannot find the correct one, you can always make it. So to make it, I would just go to the line tool. I would go down to polyline. And I would just make the full shape. Easy enough. And I can change that to like the gradient of the gingerbread. So that way it'll look like instead of gingerbread, especially I have icing. Or I could make it white. It's up to you. One of the two. So now I'm going to go back to my curve tool and I'm going to do one of these. Remember, making sure there's space as I play, otherwise it's going to close off. Now I could take this actually, and I could duplicate it if I wanted to. So I could edit. I could go to duplicate, and I could move this down. So there would be my trip again, and I wouldn't have to worry about redoing it. It's up to you if you want to do this part. But either way, there is my icing on the top of my gingerbread house. If I zoom out, I'm going to move the gingerbread house over. And this is where I can kind of play around and make sure that everything's fitting correctly. I can see how the gingerbread house looks. Now I've got some other details, so like for example, I got the chain here. And then the shapes now. I'm actually going to go to the cube shape. it's in front of everything. So first of all, I'm going to make sure I change the color. So at this point, I'm going to go to arrange, order, send backward, and I'm going to keep hitting that until I get it to where it needs to be, which is behind everything except for the actual picture itself. There we go. Gotta get the snow on top. I'm gonna go to shape. I'm gonna take my cloud tool. I'm gonna cover it. I'm going to make it gradient. Just gonna change the outline. Just like that. Zoom out, not zoom in. There we go. So if I were to put this one together right now, this is what I would have. And you can see it's kind of starting to come together a little bit. So what I'm missing though is the door, the patterns, and some of the little details. And this is where I can kind of get some kind of vector in. So I'm going to go to insert image. I'm going to search the web. I'm going to type in candy cane vector. And I'm going to see a bunch of different candy canes. The thing is though, I need to find one that doesn't have a background. So like if for example I click on, let's say this one, and insert it, you'll notice there's that giant white background. Let's have a look. I cannot have that white background. So I'm going to go again, insert, search the web, it's already there. I'm going to search and search and search until I find the one that I'm looking for. I think the one that I picked was this one, and you can see that it's transparent, there's no background to it. So I'm going to use this. Just like that. Now I'm going to do a lollipop. Actually, while I have the candy cane thing, I'm going to go down a little bit further because I saw the peppermint that I used, which is this one. I hit insert. Something smaller. That's the big one that's up there. Now I'm actually going to duplicate this. I'm going to make it small. One. And then duplicate it again. And I'm going to take that one here. Insert, search the this one. You can use anyone that can have a background. Rotate it. I don't need to so just gonna have that there. Make it look nice. Put that right there. Now some other things I can do, I'm going to see if I can go to look up gumdrop. And this one might be a little bit harder to find sometimes if I have the same sort of thing. Or maybe in the process you find all the candies that you want to use. So you're gonna, if you can't find a gumdrop vector, you don't have to necessarily do the gumdrops. You can have different window vectors if you want to help you with certain parts. Or you could find this one actually might be better, but I'm too realistic there. Maybe we'll say Gingerbread house vector. We'll see what we can find. parts we can color, I don't know. You cannot, however, let's say take this and use it for the entire thing. So let's see, let's go back to blur vector. Let's see if this works. So, no, because it has the white outline. So now I'm going to actually just maybe make some fun stuff. So I'm going to go to this particular one, I'm going to rotate it, so flat points on the bottom. I'll stretch it out, bring it up, stretch it out a little bit more. I think this will come off my outline for the outline. So I'm going to make it white with white outline. I'm going to duplicate it. And then I'm going to do that. So I'm going to say individual. And then maybe color or something like that. But for the most part, this is actually pretty good if you wanted to add the gumdrops. I could add the gumdrops. I would go to that same yellow shape right here. Click it, rotate it, make it a little bit smaller. And I could do it for everyone who's waiting for the colors. And you don't want to hold up on this one white border. And then duplicate it as many times as needed. If I want to do that up there, I can actually click on these two and duplicate them. And then move them up here, and duplicate them. That way I can work on top of them. Since they're not grouped together, I can easily do individual stuff up there, but just click on them. And then I can get smaller. Duplicate. So I can add in accessories for windows, or I can leave it like this. But if I want to do windows, I would go to shapes, I would go to a rectangle. I'm going to leave it that color, and then I'm going to do a frame shape right there. Shape like the icing color, or I could use like an icing color. And you could take the whole thing. And then I can actually take a picture of that one. And there we have it. We have a pretty good gingerbread house right here.